Hello guys! Today we're making another episode of An Alternative of Humanity. This is episode number 10. Again, thanks for the not 25 anymore, 30 subscribers. So, I'm actually making a new schedule now. I'm going to post a video every weekend. Actually, 2 videos or 3 or 4 every weekend. I hope you guys enjoy this episode and enjoyed the whole series. So let's continue it. Well, starting with the Mediterranean Republic, there's also the independence movement here in Spain, and they're going to invade them, the Spaniards. That's the first person that they're going to ever invade, and they're going to get this after lots of setbacks and stuff. Portugal will also get some lands. They will get this. They will start with getting this. Oh yeah, troops. Here at the armies map, as you can see, Mediterranean troops, which I'm now going to paint this color maybe. Yeah, like that. Like this? Yeah, exactly. Well, let's start with the troops over here, and they put a large part of their troops over here in the border and here in the Libyan front. Now it's basically a two-front war with actually most of the Portuguese armies actually being from Colombia, which I'm going to show here as temporarily occupied. Temporarily, so that means it'll be like this, or even like this. No, wait, like this. They're temporarily occupied, and most of these troops are going to go to this front. Oh, holy. Well, that was strange. Let's just paint that again. Oops, that's in armies. Didn't mean it. Here. Yeah, that's not it. Oops, that's not it. 29 tolerancy? Maybe? Yeah. Well, most of these troops go to the Spanish front, kind of weakening the population, the Colombians in general. And this is what is happening for now over here. And there's also the Libyan front. And basically that's it for here. Let's now put the troops for the Mediterranean Republic, which are over here still. A few in Palermo. I think it's Palermo. And a bunch in the capital, of course, and a few in Corsica. Then, troops from here are starting to be moved to this front, to the Spanish front, because it's not working pretty well for now. For now, the Spaniards are losing a bit because, like, they just gained independence. They're still so unstable. There's going to be a front, and they're going to attack over here with reinforcements right behind. This makes this region vulnerable. And they are flanked. The Portuguese are flanked, and they're forced to retreat. But there's going to be more armies coming from that, and they're going to show up in this front. Galician troops are also going to start to join, are going to want to join the war because obvious reasons, and they're going to prepare for an attack over here up north. But they're still very weak because for some time they were Irish puppets. So that means that they still have a bit of Irish in their culture. And Irish people are not so energetic, not so efficient. Oh yeah, Portugal calls Scotland to the war, but Scotland says no because they have a trades with Brisk and stuff, so they won't join. Here, continuing with the army's map, the flanking of this Briskin troops do not work, and they're going straight to the capital. These troops are going to try to attack them, but now these troops are moved to here, and they stop these armies, which surrender. So they go immediately and help their other soldiers. And now Poland is going to die, possibly. But now this area here of the Alps are vastly undefended, meaning that they can just swoop in and get a bunch of main cities. Now, continuing here in this front, these troops over here do not manage to flank them, and they're forced to retreat. And these troops then decide to go and try to kill the troops that tried to flank them. And then Galicia joins the war, and they're completely outmaneuvered, they're flanked, basically. So now the French and the Spaniards are in the same situation that they tried to put the Portuguese in. And so there's almost a joint military occupation of this province, but it mostly goes to Galicia. Going back to the political map, we can now paint and show that Galicia is a true winner in this province. And it will be only in this province because they're not going to leave. They're just going to stay here, and that's it. Here in France, they cannot go to this area, but they can go and attack this area. Problem is they can't, because then they're going to make their capital very, very easily attacked. So they bring other troops to go to this front. And so they do. The Mediterranean Republic is able to take away the Briskin troops, so they're forced to evacuate. They're forced to evacuate over here, and these troops later are also going to evacuate because of some deception tactics. Not deception, but the stories that the troops give are that they are maniacs, basically, and they don't want to die. The Briskin troops over here move to this part of the Adriatic Sea? Is this the Adriatic Sea? I don't know. Then there's some fighting over here, and the French troops are able to land over here. The Briskins have to leave and go to this main city for supplies and stuff, while these go to the front lines. Then these Briskin troops are able to take down these troops. Yes, they die. And now the frontier is completely stopped. Then, in Novgorod, the Poles are going to start invading Russia. And Russia is now with a bit of a economic situation because they're fricked economically. So they grant the Poles these lands over here. Around here, I think. And now, new territories for them. But they can go back to the front lines that they're supposed to be in, but they're not. Oops. While they're going around here, Brisk is still dangerously close to the capital. And so, these four armies are forced to try to defend their nation at all costs before the Briskians are able to reach the capital. Why? Because if they reach the capital, still if they lose, they're going to weaken it. Meaning that they could just swoop in again and take it all. The Briskians are now very close to the Polish capital, but they're stopped on the tracks. Let's just update the map over here with the Mediterraneans going and invading these two provinces, and then they go up. Then they have to retreat. They have to retreat because they are having some management problems. And this back and forth will eventually lead to the Briskin troops fleeing to the capital, while all of these troops over here going up, and all of these troops over here moving south. What the hell? Moving south to the Libyan front, right around here. Then, continuing with that, the Gdansky soldiers, the Gdansk, they leave the war, but they're going to still occupy these territories militarily. That's why I'm not taking away these. The Polish troops have now been able to surround these troops around here, up here. And while this, Anatolia declares war, and they start their invasion. They go up here, while the Briskin troops go down and try to do something important for the first time. Like these troops are attacking the ports, and it kind of works, but then after one of the attacks, they're killed, all of them. Then there's some fighting over here, and these troops over here also go to the fight, but they go a bit north up. Because of that, the Briskin troops are going to be able to make a very strange maneuver, and now these Briskin troops are going to defeat these troops, and Anatolia is now weak, with only 2 troops against 3. But what the Briskins don't have is a bunch of like 100,000 soldiers just casually walking around the whole nation. That's not happening because at least the Anatolians didn't have any problems with anything, with the troops, like rebellions. Well, Anatolia is going to be able to eventually capture all of those. Is going to be able to capture all of this, all of these territories for themselves before they're able to, before they're forced to attack. But having this as the number of stuff that you have just without attacking anyone is already pretty impressive. That doesn't mean that they're going to have to stop attacking. These Mediterranean troops, these Black Sea troops, are going to brisk to defend their nation. And now nationalism is starting to grow because people are like, our nation's better than yours. Frick you, we didn't start a war for some random shot exchanges. Still, if there are a bit of historical evidence that it happened against the Danube. Well, now these Briskin troops are outnumbered, so they're going to have to flee, and now they're doomed because they're alone in this one random province with everyone around them being able to just destroy them. That's what they do. They go over here, and now the fighting is brutal and intense, and in the end, these troops die. These troops are leaving to Greece, and these troops flee to the ocean, but they disappear. Some say that it was attacked, that it sunk, that it malfunctioned and exploded, but others think it was something abnormal. Well, the Briskians are really starting to die, especially with now the front over here starting to collapse. These troops are forced to surrender, and these are forced to retreat. Yes, I took half away because half are going to be executed. But for now, let's just make it like this. Well, fighting has intensified, and now they're almost completely surrounded. Oh, holy goodness. The Anatolians have just started to encircle. They have noticed that the Poles and the French are trying to do an encirclement, and so they just comply, and they're like, oh sure, we're going to encircle them and kill them. I love killing, especially if it's from Brisk. And wait, we're just going to continue after I finish painting. Okay, back to the armies. These armies of these like 10,000 troops go over here and make a naval attack here in the region of Veneto. They're able to succeed, and now over like 1,000 troops are going to possibly be encircled. Well, The encirclement is very weak still in the southern region of Italy, and you could do something about it, but now it's almost impossible because there are millions of troops just falling and making your just throwing themselves to the front lines and making you really think about think twice about your decisions of invasion of the Poles. And now these areas are completely disconnected, making the supply routes that came all from over here, be impossible, making the campaign fail. So, good job, morons. And because of that, these troops are also undersupplied, and also they're forced to collapse. And Poland is now safe, together with this puppet state of the Romancians. Well, the Anatolians are going to also be able to do something, and now Brisk is split into 3. Southern Brisk, Middle Brisk, Southern Brisk, Northern Brisk, and Eastern Brisk. Now, what they're going to do, they're going to try their maximum to keep to stay like this, to make the encirclement still work. They are able to get Venice, and these troops are now being attacked by this, and this, so they're forced to leave to this area, and the French are able to go here. Well, more reinforcements coming from the capital are going directly to the encirclement. Nowhere else, just encirclement. They're able to fall over here, while the Briskin troops are still trying to see what's going to happen. These troops over here are going to try to land a few times, still with some peasant uprisings around here and there. But in the end, they're going to be able to land. They're going to cross these lines to try to go over here, and these armies merge into one, mostly Anatolian. And now, the French are going to do their part to encircle this area, and they land too. And now, this area of Brisk has no sea anymore. But in the last second, of course, the Mediterranean Republic had to do something, and they were able to reach this area before the French. This is going to be hard to show. Oh goodness, this is going to be hard. They're going here. Well, these go over here. And after some time, these troops negotiate, and now this area, at least this province, is completely going to go to the Mediterranean Republic, together with some areas over here, in exchange of a bunch of money and a bunch of troops, which at the start you would say that it would not be affordable, but with the aid that Scotland is giving Portugal and Portugal is giving to me, I'm actually getting pretty good. And yes, and no, I'm not cheating. Yes, I'm using the RPG die, because of course I have to do something to at least show. Well, I'm just doing a summary of what's happening, because in the end I was thrown out of here like 5 times. I was thrown out of here like 5 times. I was thrown out of here like 3 times, and he was like 5. And now, these troops finally are killed. All of these troops are killed in the end. And now, these Briskian troops are forced to retreat because Anatolia is able to secure completely the whole coast of Brisk. So now, Brisk is in a very horrible situation and possibly can't do anything. There's nothing they can do. Napoleon reference. Then, these troops over here go down south, and the encirclement is going to start, and the troops are going to start to go down and start to munch on these troops. These are the reinforcements and also the smaller armies here against the Italians. After some time, the Briskian troops finally surrender, and all of this collapses. This is the largest encirclement in human history, and I don't know if there will be anything larger than this. But sometimes history can completely just make world records of itself. Everywhere. Anytime. Well, they go here, the Poles annex all of this to them for now. And Brisk is in such a situation later I'm going to show here the Mediterranean Republic encircling, trying to siege the capital. Situation is pretty dire. Is it dire? I forgot what dire means. Oh goodness. My vocabulary is completely perfect. Completely. And this part goes to Poland, and this part goes to the Mediterranean Republic. And now, the Mediterranean Republic is the last one to have to do something, almost. And they're just going to run over these troops, completely deleting them from existence. And they're going to try to siege. They're going to lay siege. The siege is going to take like 3 months or even 4. While Brisk is always trying to be able to win. Oops. Then they're going to go here. These other troops are going to go here, blocking naval access, so the Briskians can't go and attack the capital, their capital. And after 3.5 months, less than predicted, Brisk's capital is taken and they surrender. Well, this is the surrender of Brisk and Brisk only. Because now we have to talk about the annexation of the other powers, which are Greece, technically Crete, Egypt, and Libya, and Spain, of course. Here in Spain, they are starting to lose too after Brisk's support is halted. Actually, they don't have support anymore. And slowly, the support of the revolution just leaves, as if Brisk had something to do with the rebellion. And now, the Spaniards are split in between France, the Mediterranean Republic, and the rest, of course, goes to Portugal, our good fighter. They stop over here and stuff. They get these territories over here. Oops. They get these territories over here. And the Mediterranean Republic gets this. Well, France gets the rest temporarily. And that's the Spanish front done. Now we have the Libyan front, which, after some maneuvers, actually many maneuvers, they are able to reach the capital. And these troops run through the nation, technically. And Portuguese troops also start running in too. Then, these Mediterranean troops run too, to get the most that they can. And this is the part where we can see the atrocities that the Mediterranean Republic does. Uncool. Well, I'm going to say I'm really sorry for this, but probably people won't even hear me. And this is going to be a thorn in my side for some time. But for now, the Libyan capital is taken, is starting to be in siege, and Spain, now the troops from Spain are going to supply troops over here. This time it's not bad because, Libyan troops have officially collapsed at this point. There's no helping, there's no anything. Yeah, exactly. And now there's just the siege that they've been trying for 5.5 years. Just kidding. Just some time. And the Libyans collapse, and the rest goes to the Mediterranean Republic, of course. Has to be me. And this part is also captured again because I won my territories back. And now Egypt leaves the war, and because of that, they leave the war, and they give me these territories over here in exchange of letting them live in peace. Live in peace. And that's what happens. Let them live in peace. And the war has ended. Now we're just going to do whatever we want with the territories that we just annexed. These territories are going to be annexed by the Anatolians. We're going to completely annex it. If I'm able to do that. Yeah, I'm able to do that. And this part becomes an independent nation, but they will have to give away these territories, and all of these territories will be occupied. Will be occupied by the Mediterranean Republic. Now, the Mediterranean Empire. I'm the Mediterranean Empire now, suckers. And this area becomes an independent state. There's also the territories that were promised over here. And then, imagine who's back. Wait a second, I need to open something over here. Guess who's back? The Alpines, back from this episode. Oops. Back from this episode. Are coming back. Oops. They're coming back over here. Oops. All of these provinces over here, not this, oh frick. They're not going to have this, but they're not going to have Venice. They're going to have all of this, including the Bavarian, no, not the Bavarian territories. They can have until halfway of Bavaria. They're going to take all of this too. Oops. They're going to take this too. And they're going to take these provinces over here. And the rest goes all to Croatia. I think I have a post-war map that that I really want to not do. Oh yeah, they also get this and this. I think that's it. France does not need this. Up above, they're going to make a puppet state. They're going to make a puppet state. Like always, they're making a puppet state. And it's going to be... Oh, that's not going to work. Wait. They're going to establish a sister republic around this region. And it's going to be all of this. And this. Yeah, all of this and this. And that's the new republic, the new sister republic. But this, the rest, goes to Germany. And after a bunch of stuff, Germany is able to get this. They get this back, of course. They can't lose their axis. They get this region of Gdansk. For now, all they got was lost. They lost a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, and there's also, I forgot to tell you guys, there's this nation over here that is not showing apparently. Wait a sec. It's supposed to be this. Yeah. This nation, remember the Teutonic Order? They still exist. And they exist over here. Let's just do this and that. And about this, they captured these territories back. They get this. Then for this area here, the Mediterranean Republic gets all that they have. This becomes a sister republic. And this becomes occupied completely Completely this time. Completely. Now Portugal is ginormous, but of course they're going to have to give away these lands for me to agree, because I wouldn't agree. And again, this is given to the sister republic, because basically the French objective is to get large puppet states. Large. When I mean large, or large, ginormous, massive. And they're also going to get this in exchange of 500 million. Then in the Italian area, Italy is going to be split in between Mediterranean Republic and New Italy, or Nuova Italia, I think. No, I don't know. I don't know Italian. And they're going to be over here. We're going to talk about Greece later. Greece abdicated from the war. They're going to lose this. They're going to lose this. And Anatolia is going to gain this. And gain all of this. Now Anatolia is ginormous together with the Mediterranean Republic. There's also these newly annexed territories that are going to Portugal. And then over here, let's see what we can do. Oops. The Poles annex this region next to Transylvania. This looks exactly like those Hungarian borders. They get this, and in exchange, new nation to be formed, and it's going to be around here. It's going to be formed around here. And now Poland is not Poland, but Poland, Belarus. Now this is their nation, and Novgorod is going to be able to get these territories back, and they're going to form an alliance with Poland, Belarus. This is Poland now, and then Crimea, which was actually part of the war, will get this, which is their first expansion in so long. And you'll notice what's going to happen in this region later in history. But let's just say revolts. This nation over here is going to start to collapse. Not going to start to collapse, they're going to get weakened. So Poland is going to be able to get this away. And for Poland to have this, all of this, the Poles are going to obligate access to all of these seas over here. Then in, let's see, another front. Oh yeah, the Spanish front. The Galician armies get this. The Portuguese sister state annexes this. All of it. And let's see what else should be added. I think that's it over here after the World War. But China is going to start to fall, of course. China's destined to fall. And Brazil is going to have many revolts, which I forgot to read what my friend said was going to do. And independence in Northern America. Well, over here, Florida Florida land will declare independence, and they will get all of this to them. And then there's going to be another green nation, which has a bit of Briskian ideology. They're going to have all of this. Oops. They're going to have all of this. Oops. Okay, again, they're going to have all of this. Then Mexico is going to declare independence, but these nations but these areas will all be independent. And now Mexico can finally declare independence, being called also New Scotland. China's colony over here is going to be a kind of California. Japan's ginormous colony, still not. Galicia's colony is, of course, going to gain independence, and New Cornwall will get all of this, all of this, and Quebec will gain independence again, but this time they're weaker, way weaker. They're just this. Oh, holy. They're just this. And the rest, they become a new nation. Here, the northern Quebec gains independence. Two similar colors. They gain independence. And over here, the Newfoundland is going to declare independence, but they're going to gain this, and these islands are going to declare independence, all of them. So I'm going to have to show all of this as a boreal nation. They also get this part over here. They expand to this area that was never even explored, now noticing. And they gain independence. Oops. Then Greenland, or Grönlanda, in this Irish language, is going to be this color, and the rest goes to this new nation, the northern nation, or they go to the new Greenlandic Republic, or the Northern Republic, which is only Greenland, which is not green at all in real life. Maybe they are actually called Iceland. Maybe they are going to be called Iceland in this. Ireland is not going to lose their gains over here because they're not colonies. They're now part of Cornwall, Ireland. Then France is going to lose their colony, and it will gain independence. I thought it was going to lose independence. No, it's going to gain independence. And this Japanese nation is going to declare independence too. This Irish nation is going to be the new nation, new republic. And for now, that's it in Northern America. now there's also the nations down south, and there are going to be 3 new nations. One over here, another one over here. Oh goodness, this is going to be hard. Another one over here. And another one over here, declaring independence from the Falklands. And over here, they're going to declare independence. That's it. And the Penguin Empire is going to expand over here. Oops. They're going to expand over here. Then this nation is going to expand over here. And this nation is going to expand to this area. Then there's going to be a new nation, which is descendant of the Croats. Why? The Croats are the whole world, basically, and that's it. The world is almost officially occupied. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the war over here, because I did not. Not the way you thought so. Not the way you understand as liking. For me, it's like, oh no, a bunch of people died, and y'all are like, that's so cool, that's amazing, I love death. Suicidal. And now, goodbye.